Hello, viewers. Today we are going to discuss the geopolitics and economics of Central Asia, vis-a-vis particularly India. Though this area has been what was known as the Great Game during pre-World War II, when there was competition between England and Russia for power and influence, exploitation of resources, and also cultural influences. So, we will be broadly discussing the politics and the economics of this area and how it impacts India, and particularly how it impacts the um,
Energy security.
energy security.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Karra, please go ahead.
So Central Asia being the periphery of the global politics have always played a pivotal role when it comes to energy, when it comes to nuclear power or hydropower or be it the oil reserves they have. The five nations which broadly are looked upon by the world for energy part, whether it is oil or hydrocarbon or nuclear or maybe the coal, even where most of the Asian countries like India are still dependent on coal energy also for their railways and all. These five nations have all are rich resource, natural resource for these products, these energy, and there is a huge potential. Another positive part is that there has been a lot of shift of manpower from Russia, from Ukraine after the war, and that is a skilled manpower. The induction of this skilled manpower has further improved, strategically given an advantage to this part of the Asia, because yes, they were rich in the natural resource, but somewhere down the line the skilled manpower was lacking. But these recent wars have given them that impetus also, which is finally uh, which will finally be changing the political scenario, not only the political scenario, which will finally be changing the entrepreneurial ecosystem in these nations. So this becomes a very interesting case to talk about, that how the entrepreneurship startup ecosystem is going to be affected, how energy secure, how the world will look for when it comes to energy, because energy demands are increasing worldwide. uh, Even the big nations like US, though people say China would be fulfilling, but I don't think that China would be able to fulfill that much of demand. So there is a huge, I would say, export, uh, what do you say, an opportunity, export opportunity for these nations, helping them to revive their economy and improve their GDPs.
Some very fine points you have mentioned here. Statistics are available, imports, exports.
Hmm.
India also, we import more than what we export.
Hmm.
One of the major items is yellow cake,
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
uranium
Hmm.
from Kazakhstan. So actually, they don't export nuclear power; they export uranium.
Uranium, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
In fact,
mentioned,
they
yes,
are short of
yellow cake. You have right.
nuclear power, and for that there is again a politics where the NATO countries don't want them to take the technology from Russia
Hmm.
or China and would like to supply it themselves. However, let's see how it pans out. There is a traditional relationship with Russia anyway.
Hmm.
During the Tsarist time, there was a lot of influence,
Hmm.
and then a lot of Russians had migrated to um, these Central Asian republics, and so there is a mix of culture also, which basically is Russian, Orthodox, and so is the church,
Hmm.
uh, and, uh, and the local six republics. Though it varies, Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan have more Muslims and they have more influence of Turkey there, right? India per se does not have any positive or negative influence
Hmm.
on them. Their natural inclination, because of the percentage of Muslims in these countries, is towards Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran.
But India has had always had very good relationships with Iran.
With Iran, yes.
With Iran.
With Iran, yes. Our relationship is old age civilizational,
Hmm.
Persian civilization.
Persian civilization, yes.
We had only one instance of Nadir Shah who came,
Hmm.
who did the destruction and all that. Otherwise, um, till the independence, our administrative systems were run through Persian language. Even our land records are in Persian,
Yes.
and so on. So now, one of the constraints which has been there is the land connection, because Pakistan did not allow the land transportation to Afghanistan and then to is now likely to get over because of the Chabahar port. And you must be familiar with it. How Chabahar port coming will make this connection.
Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about, because when it comes to oil transportation and all, there has been talks earlier in 2020 and somewhere down the line that when the oil tankers will move from these nations, that will create a traffic, and that will create problems in transportations, because then there will be a huge lines of these
Geopolitics,
tankers.
also opportunities,
Yes.
revenue,
So
tolls, other things.
yes, there will be development of lot of other complementary businesses, I would say. But again, there was always an issue, not an issue, always a question about how this traffic to be controlled. But I think Chabar Port can resolve.
It does, because Sabar port is only 765 kilometers from Mumbai, and even less from some of the Gujarat ports. Some of the Gujarat ports, 600 something. Now that's how much? That's like Delhi to Bombay. Uh, so then from that port, um, which is in Iran, but quite adjacent to Karachi, it's about 25 kilometers or so. And then to Afghanistan, and from Afghanistan to all these republics there is a road already, and BRI road also has been made from China via the six republics, and and Afghanistan, and then to Europe. So
Yes.
so Chabahar is a very important one, and US did try to play bad boy by putting sanctions on India a few years ago, that certain things were not supplied. But no more. This time, when the final agreement is there with Iran, in 10 years, the investment is there. So much investment will be made, so much loan will be given, and they have already given the operating management of two of the berths to India, to an Indian operating company. So it's operational port now. We have done about 50,000 tons worth of experimental transportation to Afghanistan already.
Yes, definitely that will help us. But again, how these Central Asian countries will be able to meet the growing demand of Asian countries, excluding Japan. If
Very,
we
very, very,
exclude
very
Japan.
simple. They have resources under the ground. They are proven. Okay. Some of it has been exploited. Okay. But then you require rather large investments for extraction, for storage, for transportation, transportation by road, transportation by railways, transportation by ports,
Waterways, yes.
waterways, and that's only somebody like Russia, which anyway produces, but in this case will become China and some of the other ASEAN countries like Indonesia, Malaysia, who may spend money to develop this infrastructure. India may not. India does on this side. For example, Tapi pipeline was supposed to do that, but Pakistan played spoil sport on that.
Yes, developing a pipeline just like China has done earlier, but I don't think India is ready, or India has that. I may have a pessimistic view about it, but my view is that India is not ready at present for developing such infrastructure.
No. This was a contract done in 2009. There's a lot of investment which has already been made. This is from Tajikistan to Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India.
Hmm.
And basically, it is because of change of mood of the Pakistani government.
Hmm.
Sometimes they say, yes, we will do it. Sometimes they say, we will not do it. They've not allowed it to be completed. And have been great losers because of it. Because they would have got a product.
Hmm.
And they would have got the product shipment charges.
Hmm.
Both. They don't get any. So it is only the Pakistan government, when it becomes pressurized by World Bank to increase its resources,
Hmm.
finally will go for these things. So it's not the fault of India in this case.
No, it's is India ready? You feel so? Be ready in the sense, do we have that kind of infrastructure or that kind of
See, we have the
sorry,
capability.
capability? Yes,
We
yes,
have the
yes, yes.
capability.
Yes,
Second,
sir.
this is all about geopolitics.
Hmm.
If soon after German-Russian war,
Hmm.
the worst war I think in the history,
Hmm.
where millions died on both
Hmm.
sides,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
They could shake hands and develop a pipeline from Siberia all the way to Hamburg, right? And Nord Stream
Hmm.
pipeline, because both parties benefit. If they can do it, why can't we do it? It's only because when Pakistan will get up, that they hardly have any any sources for running their government, and they keep on throwing these opportunities away. Um, and if not, we will come via the same route, Shabar.
Hmm.
Now we will come via the same route. So they will perhaps try to throw
Hmm.
water on this project. Even US and others will try to throw water on this project. But I'll tell you today, I may not be there when it happens, but it will happen. It will succeed. So India is becoming smarter. India is studying the geopolitics also, and that is how it's taking flight. And that's how it's been kind of neutral in the Palestinian-Hamas war.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
So it has got saved from the destruction which Houthis have done of shipping.
Yes, we may say that. Let's see how things turn up. But still, I am little skeptical about it. I'm a bit skeptical.
No,
Probably, I may be my predictions. I
skepticism,
also
skepticism is good for
wish
analysis.
that my predictions goes wrong and your predictions goes right.
Skepticism is good for analysis.
Yeah, because we always say, na, we should question the data.
Yeah.
We should question the scenario.
We can look at for briefly the worldwide scenario. You have studied it also as to where the demand is going up, where the demand is coming down. In two simple lines, we can say that in G7 countries, the demands will be slowly reducing of the fossil fuels,
Yes.
while in the Asian countries,
Hmm.
the demand will be increasing because of industrialization
Yeah, definitely.
and urbanization.
But when it comes, because now the world is going towards climate, there are a lot of climate changes going towards conservation of natural resources, less use of oil and all, more towards green energies and all. So in that context, what will be the role of these Central
See, one
Asian?
has to see it in holistic fashion.
Hmm.
If I had a thermal plant,
Hmm.
two actually, Indraprasth plant and the Badarpur plant
Hmm.
in Delhi, and used to throw a lot of smoke.
Hmm.
We shut it down.
Hmm.
It reduces pollution here. But where are they located now? They're located in Jharkhand.
Odisha.
Bigger plants now, right?
Hmm.
And this has been, 7 state governments have done this. Haryana has done it too. Because the pollution standards are there. Now this is shifting of pollution. It is not curbing pollution.
Hmm.
Curbing will be that if you actually go for nuclear power plants or hydroelectric power plants.
Hmm.
Hydroelectric power plants have a lot of environmental issues.
Hmm.
Okay, long-term thing.
Hmm.
Though we have been very lucky that huge plants like Bhakra,
Hmm. Bhakra Nangal.
huh?
Hmm.
Hemkund,
Hmm.
not Hemkund, Hirakund. Hirakund.
Okay, Tiri, Hirak.
Tehri.
Huh.
Tehri, there was some question, but
Hmm.
those dams have been there now for 5, 6 decades, right?
Hmm.
Nothing has happened. Bhakra has not done any damage at all. So it's a question of designing. And this was completely 100% designed by Indian engineers. Now, Let's proceed further. So the demand in Asia is going to go up.
Hmm.
China, through its own production, though it will be trying to increase the production, will not be able to meet it. There is a very substantial gap which they have.
Hmm.
They will be using some 26 million barrels a day,
Hmm.
while their own production will be topping at 10.
Hmm.
So 16 million barrels a day they have to import. Uh, India, not that quantity, but same ratio.
Hmm.
Our own production will not be able to map up, right? Okay. Then the second point is that India is not very open to reducing the consumption by coal
Hmm.
because we have a lot of coal. Now, if I shut down my coal mines and then pay dollars to import, right?
Hmm.
Then there is a problem. No?
That's a
Where,
problem.
where, where do I
Nobody will do.
where do
No
I get
wiser
the
man will do like
where do I
this.
get the dollars?
Hmm.
Unless now another geopolitics dimension.
Hmm.
SCO on one hand,
Hmm.
which these six republics are there along with China and Russia.
Hmm.
They have more influence. India is sort of at a distance.
Hmm.
And BRICS.
Hmm.
In BRICS, the mutual currency trade has started.
Hmm.
Okay, so we slowly bring in lesser central republics also into it. 54 countries, by the way, have applied, huh? In addition to the 10 which are already there. 54.
Hmm.
So October summit, they will be looking at it. Now, then if they start accepting mutual currency,
Hmm.
if Kazakhstan accepts Indian rupees, right,
Hmm.
then I will buy uranium from them and put up a nuclear power plant for them also. Get it?
Hmm.
And earn back that. Why do I need dollars for it?
Hmm.
Why do I need dollars for putting up a nuclear power plant for which I have the capability?
Now, coming back to my question again,
Yeah.
that when it comes to climate or when it comes to greener energy
Yeah.
and all those protocols we talk about, Kyoto and all those, then you are saying that nuclear energy will be an answer for it, and which has a great reserve in these
Nuclear and
central energy.
hydroelectric.
Nuclear, but
And electric.
hydroelectric
And electric.
and no,
Electric
electric.
through hydroelectric means.
But hydroelectric means that will have to do indigenous.
Indigenous.
That's indigenous. But when it comes to nuclear energy, then you are saying Central Asia will be an answer for it.
It is no more, okay, it is regional, but it's no more
Hmm.
national.
Hmm.
We have a plant in Bhutan,
Hmm.
hydroelectric energy producer. We have a plant in Nepal. Nepal has got so much potential for hydroelectric energy that it can feed all of South Asia. Okay, get it?
Okay.
But earlier we have been trying to think dollar wise.
Hmm.
So where will I get the dollars to put up a plant in Nepal? If I can put up a plant in Nepal with Indian rupees,
Hmm.
then I put up a plant there. Now, why do I have to only look at Cherry?
No, exactly. I'm coming. Okay, one part is you're saying Nepal could answer our energy crisis through hydroelectric.
Yeah,
But then Bhutan can be one
yes,
answer to it.
also. And both we have tried.
Both we have tried. Okay. Now, still energy consumption is still very high because
Yeah.
Still we are deficit.
Yeah,
Demands are
yeah,
increasing.
yeah,
The kind of population
Yeah.
blast, I would use the word blast.
yeah.
Population blast we have. Uh, will there be any ties, or though there are certain, or will future be that if India takes a lead or if India takes a leadership role into it,
Yeah.
then India, along with Iran and other Central Asian countries, could be a regional bloc, just like NAFTA or just like any other bloc, to serve the rest of the world.
Two elements of the question are there. One is, can they come together for economic purposes?
Yes,
Answer is they must and they will.
they must. Yes,
Because
that's.
the interest match.
Hmm.
There will be Turkey and there will be Pakistan and so on who they will be trying to pull the legs.
Hmm.
All right.
Hmm.
But Russia will be there and unnecessarily we can create competition in mind of China. China, of course, is very influential because it has connected the whole of the Central Asian Republic with railroad and road and also putting up hydroelectric plants, etc., etc. Having said this, India calculates in an arithmetic sense the
Hmm.
total investment required
Hmm.
and then calculates dollars for it always, right? In
Hmm.
the planning commission sense, right? And we don't have that many dollars, and therefore we draw back. Now coming to the second part, it is geopolitics.
Hmm.
India becoming a bloc there is very difficult because our power vis-a-vis Russia and China is very less. Okay,
Okay.
even
Okay.
compared to Turkey, it is very less because they have a
Hmm.
lot of influence on the Muslims in that area.
Hmm. Hmm.
And Turkmenistan and Kazakhstan are anyway Muslim majority countries
Hmm.
and of Turkish background. Okay, so it's going to be very difficult
Hmm.
to beat that from geoeconomics, politics, religion point of view.
Hmm.
But certainly SEO, where China will control it, or Russia,
Hmm.
China and Russia
But
will
India
control
has never given importance to SU.
it.
No, hardly we attend summits of
It
it.
depends on the perspective. See, it depends on the perspective. Why not?
No,
No,
see,
just because China has taken
we are
initiative,
talking since so long. Even in 2015, it was assumed that our honorable Prime Minister, when he
see,
will visit, things will change. But
you
nothing
see,
has
you
changed so
see,
far.
you see, we are very short-sighted, including in the academia.
Hmm.
What do we study about China? Do we study Chinese sources any time about what happens there? What do we study about Russia? What do we study about Turkmenistan?
Hmm.
What do I know about Kazakhstan?
Hmm.
Some World Bank statistics.
Hmm.
Why their culture is a mix of what you might say the subcontinent's culture and
Hmm.
Russian culture. That's what it is, and Buddhist culture.
Yeah, China is more of a Buddhist culture.
No, I'm talking about Central Asian republics.
Hmm.
So anyway, let's proceed further. That this region is full of the hydrocarbon resources. Those hydrocarbon resources are required by Asia. There will
Hmm.
be, in fact, competition to exploit those resources,
Hmm.
and India should get up
Harness it. Okay.
and
Hmm.
do this kind of trade basis. I will build your refinery. You
Hmm.
give me oil. See
Hmm.
the point?
Okay.
You give me the
Yes.
oil, I'll make the
Hmm.
pipeline.
Right. Future would be of these hydrocarbons and all, but I don't think there would be much
No,
potential for
मिनिमम
oil.
यही तो है ना 26
Minimum,
मिलियन
yes.
बैरल उनका है
Hmm.
15 मिलियन बैरल के करीब हमारा है यूज
But
प्रोजेक्टेड
alternate sources will be in much demand in coming future.
alternate sources will reduce the growth in this.
Hmm.
They will not reduce the basic minimum. EVs, for
Hmm.
example, will come
Hmm.
and should come. But where is the electricity produced from?
Hmm. Right.
Where is the electricity produced from?
Hmm.
So again, one has to do a holistic thinking about it.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I am gung ho about Central Asian Republic because we have no image there, but therefore there is a lot of space for creating a positive image.
Hmm.
Okay, I'm putting it very bluntly,
Hmm. Hmm.
and it's a question of how much welcome them because they feel little isolated. Okay,
Hmm.
people have forgotten them, something in the corner,
Hmm.
because they're not important technologically or something. But now with this between 1 to 2 million youngsters,
Hmm.
all highly skilled,
Hmm.
going there, it can give them a kind of boost which they would have never imagined before.
Exactly. That's what we started the discussion with. That.
Yeah, and of course the relationship will be there because whether it's Kazakhstan or it's Uzbekistan,
Hmm.
they have become conduit for Western products to Russia. So
Hmm.
sanctions have created opportunities for them.
Hmm.
They are the conduit. So Russia is able to get all the chips they want. They only come via Central Asia.
Hmm.
From Hong Kong they buy, Central Asian republics
Hmm.
and supply. They have land route, no? They have land connection also.
Right. So, yes, there's a lot of opportunity, lot of scope for India too. And yes, you have rightly mentioned that India, it should be a bilateral trade.
Yeah.
I'm
Mutual
building
currency trade.
bilateral and win-win for both. Only then India can make a mark in these nations and
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
utilize the
I've got the
these.
steel. I know how to make pipes. I know how
Hmm.
to make pipelines. Right?
Hmm.
I say, I will do it for you. You give me oil.
Right. Okay. So I think.
Well, it's been very nice,
Hmm.
very wide-ranging discussion, and though I took almost an opposite stand, but you were very nice about it.
That's what discussion is all about. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.